Come on. Ah, yes. It's a pain, but it's fun. That's basically life, right? Okay, hey, what's up, Hacksters? So I'm gonna be at DEF CON next week, which means that I am gonna be bringing something fun, new, and cool. I can't tell you exactly what it is yet, partly because it sort of changed a couple times already, and I don't want to like lock myself down, but there will be a Hackster tutorial, and in the meantime, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing to get ready for it. So, I'm gonna be in the blockchain village on probably Thursday afternoon and Friday during the day, and then maybe Saturday morning. So, yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, I've got this thermal printer from Adafruit. What is a thermal printer? It's a receipt printer, the same thing that you're used to getting and throwing away receipts from, you know, multiple times per day. Maybe, I don't know. It comes with a little thingy in it. There's a link to this particular printer in the description to this video. I'm just realizing that I haven't brought up my thing so I can focus, but I think it's fine. We need kind of the whole thing in view for this. So there's a few tutorials out there to get this working. The default Adafruit tutorial for the thermal printer is using Arduino, which is all well and good and really cool and stuff, but in fact I've seen a really cool professional project done with a Teensy running a thermal printer, but I want to put in fancy little images and control it off of a Pi anyway, for reasons that are very exciting that I can't mention right now. So I was looking around for other tutorials on how to do the thing without Arduino, and let me show you what I found. First up, there was actually, so here's the initial printing with Raspberry Pi thing. Oh, my computer is suffering. Oh my. Here's the page that's linked from the mini thermal receipt printer starter pack, which is in the top right there, which is what I bought. It comes with all the wires and power supplies and stuff that you need. Really cool. And there's this default tutorial that they have that shows you, you know, print receipt paper from a little printer. It's all Arduino, but you can do it you know, either using Arduino code or CircuitPython code, which is Adafruit's version of MicroPython, which is a little minified, simplified, slimmed down version of Python that can run on microcontrollers. Really cool. So, first I found this, which is a really fun write-up by whom? It's just identified as Raspberry Kiosk. But, for example, to set the tone, among the bill of materials are included a red wine and a gospel playlist, which I thought was pretty fun. They've got a number of like really fun style going on here, and it's very useful if what you want to do is just print text. But what I want to do is, I'll just tell you, I can never hold this back. So I wanted to make a zine that basically you hit a button and it prints you a copy of the zine, which is similar to something that I saw in a Tom Sachs exhibit in Santa Fe, which is super cool. And I won't show you because it's very vulgar, but he had a similar kind of thing. But there's going to be a couple of extra bells and whistles that makes it really, really cool. Anyway, so Adafruit also has other tutorial about making a networked thermal printer using Raspberry Pi and cups. Now, because it's for DEF CON, I'm not going to make it actually networked because that's a bad idea. I want it to actually stay up and running the entire time, even though I'm kind of getting to be babysitting it. So I went through most of the software setup for this because that can take forever, and also I'm not as proficient with software as I am with hardware, so I tend to mess things up. This went pretty smoothly, but it did have a spot that took like half an hour, so I'm glad that I didn't do that. Anyway, now it's time to do sort of catch up with the physical part of it, and I'm really excited, so let's do that. Okay, so my instinct in this case was not to work with USB because I didn't want to. I looked through the tutorial. It says that working with TTY instead of or TTL instead of USB is a lot more complicated, but looking at the tutorial itself, it seems to not actually be that much more complicated. In fact, some steps seem easier over TTL, so I'm going to do that. So I did this Raspberry Pi configuration stuff. Which is basically like configuring a bunch of different communication methods, turn off the login shell over serial, enable the hardware serial port. You need that for TTL. You can do other fancy stuff if you want to have your Raspberry Pi, you know, distinguished from other. This is like general setup stuff, like, you know, choosing your time zone and like disabling overscan, which is like this a display option that decides, you know, how much black space is shown around the edge of the screen. You can set up networking. I am using a Raspberry Pi 2 Model B, and just because that's what I had lying around. And so you'll notice that besides actually a couple of different, I'm testing a couple different keyboards here. I've got this one, which is an RII, sort of like more full-size one with a touchscreen built in, and this is a little tiny one, both off of Amazon, also with a touchscreen built in at the top. The little one actually, surprisingly, I thought that the big one was going to be easier to work with, but the little one is rather easier. It's like a big texting keyboard as opposed to being a like really cramped QWERTY keyboard. I mean, they're both QWERTY, but yeah. So, I've also got a Wi-Fi dongle on here. So it's a Raspberry Pi 2 Model B, but it has Wi-Fi, so I was able to do all this stuff. All right. So now we're going to do this bit where we connect and configure the printer. And so let's start with this. The kit also came with a roll of thermal printer, which I believe is 50 meters, which probably won't be enough for a couple days, but you know, plus testing. And it also came with this power supply. It's like wonderful. They've provided everything. Where do I actually plug in the power supply? Where does it go? I have no idea. Huh. Okay. Oh, right, yeah, that's what the barrel jack plug. Duh. So this is the part we're actually doing right now. We're going to, we've got a couple screw terminals here, which means that I need to find a little flathead screwdriver, which I can never find when I actually need it. Oh boy. So I may have to go and run off and find one of those, but we'll get to that in just a second. In the meantime, I'm just going to strip a couple of these wires and plug the other end of the printer. So, following the thingy, which end goes into the printer? This guy. Okay, cool. We've got ground and VH. Oh, that's weird. They appear to be flipped because it only goes in one way, so the arrows are here. But it's got ground and VH listed that way. Wait. I'm being a doofus. You put it in this way. Wait, no, you don't put it in that way. It doesn't fit. What the hey? Okay. What's that? Power supply, blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, here's the thing. It won't be quite as comprehensible, but it doesn't actually know what color the wires are, so I can just do it this way. Wait, no, it matches. I'm really confused. I think I confused myself somehow. Anyway, it looks good now! Okay, you know, I've been sort of plugging away on this all day, so I'm going to use that as my excuse. Here's the other cable we gotta plug in. Oh boy. Welcome to Thursday. Or no, it's only Wednesday. Something about this what the Wednesdays like got me all confused. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and strip this. In the interest of truthiness, I'm not going to edit that out of the final video. It's probably actually more in the interest of laziness, but that's a true engineer virtue, right? vise, something like that. Oh, yay, they're Phillips head. That means I can just use this screwdriver. Very good. Give that a tug. Nice. Yeah, you'll notice that as I screw this in, the little piece here comes and clamps down on the wire. Gorgeous. I'm going to twist this one so it stays all nice and together. Ah, go in there. I have not got the power thingy plugged in at this time, but if you want to be extra careful, you could always remove the barrel jack from the power supply before you do this part. Okay, nice and secure. Plugged that in. I'm using the TTL printer, and this is the mini one. I've only just noticed that there are micro and nano versions available as well, and I kind of wish that I had noticed that before buying this one, but oh well. So I'm going to plug these into right here, and they line up perfectly, which is really cool. Check that out. That's pretty neat. We could do with a little more focus here, so I'm gonna launch my camera controller. Let's do... There we go. Uh-oh. Too far. It's a mess today. It's very What the Wednesday. Okay, close enough. So, alright, here we have the thingy. It's plugged in to both power and the Pi. Or, you know, not plugged into power yet, but it's connected to the correct cable. I'm going to wind this around here and plug it into my power supply and knock the little tiny 3D printed makey off of the top of the thingy next to it. There we go. All right. I should probably have flipped this over. Now, I don't quite understand. I guess this is just supposed to go like this. Oh, it's blinking. That's cool. And you just have it sticking out of something to the front, like so, because it's kind of cool. You've got this like little transparent window on there, because the wires come directly out of this side, which ordinarily I'd kind of want to be the bottom. So it came with this. One thing to notice on here is that it includes the baud rate, which is 19,200. Cool. Oh, yeah, if you're not familiar with thermal paper, it's basically exactly what it says. It doesn't use ink, it uses heat, so you can draw on it with a soldering iron or a lighter. Woo! Hey, do the thing. There we go. And that's not soot, that is just like chemical patterns on there. And you can actually, I think it's acetone you can put on there and it'll like vanish and kind of smear around. So that's kind of neat. Oh, okay. Too much fun. We'll just pretend that that didn't happen. Okay. So back to the tutorial. La 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 la, we connected this via TTL, etc. It did not start printing a bunch of junk, which is nice. Okay, now we have to follow the TTL instructions, which are just like having scrolled a little further down on this same page. Wow, that really smells like burned paper now. This is why you watch, right? So I'm just gonna copy these guys into the Raspberry Pi terminal, and guess what? I happen to have the Raspberry Pi terminal available here through the magic of... Oh, wake up! Come on, Raspberry, don't do this to me. I'm piping the Raspberry Pi's HDMI feed into this USB to HDMI thingy. It's being kind of a jerk, so I'm gonna have to restart this real quick. Here we go. But bonus is that you can actually watch it start up That's pretty cool. So this is the Raspberry Pi boot sequence as seen through its HDMI out. On my computer, I have got QuickTime open to look at the HDMI feed. Oh, unsupported signal. Why are you doing this? Okay, there we go. Oh. Yeah, so it just pipes it in through here, and then I've told QuickTime to start recording a movie, but it's not actually recording right now, it's just looking at it. It's like a little preview. And so when this comes up, I see it on my computer screen, which is very cool. Now I just need the mouse to initialize. Wake up, mouse. Wake up. I would like for you to wake up, please. I've got another mouse just in case, but it would be nice if this one would work. Come on. Ugh, fine. I thought it'd be cool and try some new technology, but instead I'm just juggling the old wired stuff around. No, you're really not going, are you? I think it ran out of power, which is weird because it's plugged in. Okay, all right, well, forget all that. I'm just gonna plug this into a wired keyboard and mouse. Forget about all these dongles. It's a very special episode, but you get to see lots of troubleshooting in action. This is what always happens with me on the Pi. Like, there's so many little factors and things that can affect your work and make it all kind of go sideways. So I like doing Pi tutorials, but they're always kind of a little bit of a hairy thing to do live. All right, digging out keyboard and mouse, like old-fashioned, wired, horse and buggy style. Okay. Hey, we're up. Cool. All right. Finally. Okay, let's... Oh, no, not the browser. Please, no. It's gonna take forever to launch. Go away. No one wants you, browser. Well, maybe someone does. Not me, not right now. Let's try and get this big, though. I'm gonna hit Control Shift Plus to make the text bigger. Ah! So frustrating. Okay, back into the terminal. Okay, there we go. Cool. Now we can see the things. We have the tutorial up. Everything's beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna type this stuff from the tutorial. It is scty-capital F/dev/serial0. In fact, I can probably check to make sure that port exists first, but I'm not going to do it because I don't care. I'm using the baud rate that I saw on the receipt. Oh, these need to be new lines, not whatever M is. Now the other thing I need to do is load paper into here, which I'm not actually sure where it goes through all the little rollers and stuff. But I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna film it so that next time I can check this out. If I did it right, or if I did it wrong, we'll have a record of it either way. Thrills and spills. Well, no spills yet, but burning. Okay, I'm gonna cut off this gunky bit at the start. Okay. And now I'm gonna take this, and I assume it just goes like this. It might have to go through the... No, I bet the roller is just there to press it down. So maybe I just do this. Find out in a second, I guess. Cool. Now I'm going to hit enter on the Pi and hope that the right thing happens. Oh, well, no. I want you to echo it to the serial port. Once your printer's connected, powered up, and not spouting junk. It is powered. And it is connected. And just to double check, RX and TX, I think those are the correct ones on there. Oh, those might be flipped. That would explain it for sure. Yellow's in the middle though. That's correct. Right, because its transmit pin corresponds to the Pi's receive pin and vice versa. Okay. It's definitely plugged into the correct pins. Ugh. So again, this is the mini one, not the tiny or nano. I'm gonna pull up the tutorial again so you can see what I'm squinting at. I've definitely installed all the things. Printer is connected, powered up, and not spouting junk. All of those are true. And I don't need to be in a special directory or anything. And my capitalization appears to be correct. STTY-F. Well, okay, let's make sure that... Oh! Ha! I left off a part. There is a parameter in there for doing it to the ports. Ugh, of course, okay. Okay. Hey! Wait, it printed a little bit and then flipped out. What's your deal? I'm gonna try this again without the new lines. And nothing appears to be actually printing. So maybe I've got it in the wrong way. Let's try this. I'm gonna flip the paper around. Oh no! Okay. Hey! Okay, that worked. Fantastic. Now we have this. Cool! That was more troubleshooting than I probably would have had to do if I read the instructions on loading stuff into the printer, but that's fine. So, the next exciting thing that I want to do is put a picture through here. And that's going to be very exciting. It's the next part of the tutorial as well. So let's see. So this is where I installed a bunch of stuff before actually starting the video. This stuff takes 75 megs, but takes a while to install. I've also installed the cups filter for the printer. Now I've also set the print settings. Oh no, this is the part where I stopped because I needed to actually have the printer plugged in. So let's scoot over to there. See what we do. We gotta add the printer. Okay. So let's go to print settings under preferences. For TTL printers, if serial port number 1 is present, it is not. Enter device URI, serial :/dev/serial0 question mark baud equals 19,200. Now this is interesting because it says that probably serial port number 1 should be present unless it's a slightly older Raspberry OS. Now this is a fresh SD card that I burned only this morning, so I'm kind of surprised that it's not showing up. But let's try this. And it says also that there is another option. It might be TTY AMA 0 instead of serial 0, but I already tested serial 0 before in the command line and that worked. So I'm gonna expect that this will be fine. I'm checking my typing again because I missed something earlier. Yeah, okay, cool. Hit forward, searching for drivers. On the next form, click Select Printer from Database, then scroll to the very bottom of the list and select Zhejiang. That is the one that uses the same command set as the one I have. Cool. And now I'm going to select the ZJ58 driver. I don't really care what the name is. Hit apply. Okay, yeah. Would I like to print it? Sure, I'll print a test page. Why not? Let's see if it works. Oh, I'm really crossing my fingers. Oh, it's making a noise! It's making a noise! Hey! It's doing the thing! Cool. This is a printer test page. It's got Debian, it's got something printing system, and then like some little tiny text that I can't really read on here, but that's fine. I'm gonna try and fix this just a second, because working with very bright paper means it's difficult to read. Okay, cool. Finally, click apply, blah, 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 blah. Select properties from the printer. Ooh. Okay, so we've got to do some more stuff in the printer menu. Okay. I don't actually see any properties options. Oh, wait, maybe if I just hit OK. Ah, wait, no. It's definitely different than in the tutorial. So there are definitely a couple of things that are different in here that are like a little bit different since the tutorial was written, but mostly it's been pretty simple. For example, there's a thing that tells you to expand the file system earlier on in the tutorial, and that's apparently something that Raspbian now just does in the default install, so no need to worry about that. So a couple of the images are slightly different, but this is actually pretty much the same. So if we go to the printer menu and then hit properties, we're going to say select feed distance after print to feed 12 millimeters. Where's that? Printer options. Cool. Oh, I see. Sure, what else? I mean, this actually looks fine to me. I probably won't turn it down because it's still like, if you can see, it's still kind of going right into the printer here. So if I decrease the amount of feeding after it prints, then I'll just lose some more of the stuff. Is there like a built-in cutter on here? No! Oh yeah, I just have to yank it out, huh? Well, that's slightly suboptimal, but okay. Guess I can just do that. Oh, yeah, it tears really easily. Cool. So, after I click OK, the printer should now fully work with the Raspberry Pi via the LP or LPR services. Cool. So there's a test here now, which is echo. Oh, let's come back to the Raspberry Pi on here. I'm trying to keep you on the right page with me, but it's a little complicated. Juggling a bunch of stuff. Okay, so echo. This is a test. And then pipe to LPR. If you're having, oh no, there is no LPR. What about LP? Okay, that worked. Yay, good. I'm gonna show you that. Let's do it one more time for funsies and prophecies. Cool. Beautiful. So unlike the first test, which was like so, instead of using the printer's internal font, this guy, it is rasterizing the text, and we can tweak settings such as size. You can try printing a bitmap as well. This is where I'm especially excited. Okay, so what's the difference between LP and LPR? Because LPR wasn't working. And I'm hoping that LP will still let me print bitmaps. But first I have to get a bitmap, so LPR is part of the original BSD printing system. You can use either command you find easiest. Cool! So my guess is all of this should work with both of them. Let's go find an image, I guess, yeah. So I'm going to go to the same little file place that they have used in this tutorial and hope that it's still there. So let's see, LP-O, fit to page. I'm assuming -O is option, and fit to page is for, yeah, the option for doing exactly what it says. /user/share Raspberry Pi artwork. Good, that's still there. Raspberry Pi logo .png. Cool. Can we do it? Oh, it makes such terrible noises. Oh my. It is making terrible noises, but it looks awesome. This is so cool. Neat. Well, like they mentioned in the tutorial, it's got some like dithering issues. It looks like something is going on with this particular part of the printer line, but that's very neat. So yeah, the way that this printer works is that it has like a finished strip. It's like a 2D or a 1D. Point is 0D. Line is 1D. Square is 2D. Yeah, okay. It's got a little 1D line here of little heaty things. And so the paper just scrolls past it and it turns them on and off, right? And it looks like maybe there's a little issue with one here, but it seems to have fixed itself. So that's cool. That's so neat. Let's try some more stuff. So they've said that most raster formats are supported, and for vector there's PDF. If you've done any laser stuff with laser cutting or laser etching, then you are probably familiar with these terms. Rastering is like this thing where an image like scans across, and basically it's just arranged in sort of pixels. Vector is where the laser or drawing implement just goes straight around the curves and stuff. So this is sort of like you sort of scan across, right? There's like pixels and they come in rows. A raster thing would instead, like a plotter or a laser cutter, go, and you usually use that for cutting and rastering for engraving. And so a vector is that sort of one that goes around. And then, so SVG, and there's a couple of other file types that are equivalent to that, including like some Adobe Illustrator formats. If you're working with paths, those are vectors. But PNG and BMP and JPEG are all raster formats, so these are pretty all gonna work like that. And it says that for vector formats, there's PDF, but SVG is not directly supported. You can check out the tutorial for some more info on that. This is still just on the bottom of that same page we've been scrolling through during this entire tutorial. Cool. And so the next part of this, the final part of this tutorial, talks about networking it so that you can print stuff to the Pi from other computers. But I don't actually want to do that, so I'm just going to leave it at this. I'm pretty satisfied with what we got done today. You can see the commands that I was using. Pretty exciting. You can see where I tried to pipe it to LPR and that didn't work. So we stuck to LP, and that has worked for both text and images. I'm very excited. This is a very positive outcome. I just love ending up with something that we've created at the end of the day. And thank you for Adafruit for like making these kits available and writing this tutorial and stuff. Yeah, check out the stuff that I've linked underneath in the description. And I'm going to make a Hackster tutorial about the whole project once it's done. This, I don't think I need to write another one because there already is a good one and I'm making a video about it now. So thanks for watching. I hope you have an excellent rest of your What the Wednesday. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be fixing Archimedes, the AI robot owl, my familiar, who had gotten a little bit banged up over the course of our trip with the ARM Innovator Tour through Japan and China. So that's going to be for Throwback Thursday tomorrow. There's going to be some cool stuff. Lots of like rebuilding robots and stuff. So be sure to check back for that. And we'll see you soon. Come by DEF CON, Blockchain Village. It's going to be awesome. Ciao.